Hello, my name is Mike Pfaff, and this is my YouTube channel, Living in the Illusion. Now, last time we got together, we talked about why my thoughts mean nothing. And we quoted a little passage from A Course in Miracles that says, "My thoughts do not mean anything." And we developed that video around that idea. And we came to the conclusion your conscious thoughts are basically chatter. Surface chatter in the mind. And the thoughts that run your world are much deeper behind your conscious awareness. So that's kind of what that was about. And this week we're going to go on with another topic related to that. And that is, why do my thoughts show me a meaningless world? Why do my thoughts show me a meaningless world? And again, from the Course in Miracles, from the Course, my meaningless thoughts, which is what we talked about last time, is showing me a meaningless world. And basically, if you got meaningless thoughts, and that's what you're thinking in your mind, what you're thinking about is the world outside of you that you are projecting from the inside. It's a meaningless world. Oh, that's going to be quite mysterious to try to develop and to think about. So in a moment, we're going to change the scene, and we're going to look at basically what we started with last time. Haven't changed my whiteboard much. It's about the same model, but we're going to expand on that to find out why my meaningless thoughts are developing a meaningless world that we're living in. So stick around. It's going to be challenging for some people who aren't familiar with the Course. But we'll see where it takes us. It ought to be a little fun. See you in a moment. Welcome back. As you can see, if you watch the last video, the board is pretty much the way it was. We haven't changed it too much. For those that didn't see the last video, I'll go through this real quickly, and it will be a review for those that did and a fresh start for those that didn't. Now, up at the top, I did put our topic for today. Why do my thoughts show me a meaningless world? And over here, in the last video, I called the output behavior. This time I'm calling it your world. The output of this process is a construction of your world. Oh, so let's take a look at what we had. Again, we have the outside, which is around us, and we have the inside. and we don't know where that is. As we stated before, we're not our body. So when we talk about the inside, we usually think, oh, I'm in my body. That's not necessarily so. So these are two realms. The outside and the inside are like two different realms, and they are, between the two is your senses, your sensory organs that gather information from the outside and bring it inside, and that information is filtered by your subconscious mind, because the subconscious mind is where you hold all your information, all your reference data. And so the input is compared to what we already know, and we take the what's meaningful to us out of the input, and basically we throw the rest away. Doesn't mean anything because we have no reference information to absorb it. So we have sensory input, a filtering process that looks at that data, and then an output that creates the world that we have, the world that we live in, as an output from this process. So that's kind of what we said. Now, what we also said is, so we have the sensory input, the subconscious mind, the output, which is a constructed world inside of us. This is the inside part. And this is what the conscious mind is aware of, this construction. So in this whole process, there is a speed at which the information is moving on the inside to produce the world that we have. And then the conscious mind, observing the world that we have created inside, takes and projects that onto the outside realm. And the sensory, and so this becomes a feedback system, a loop. Input, filtering, output, conscious mind observation, projection, input, filtering, output, conscious mind, projection. And so this goes on like this, really fast. Well, really fast, except for the conscious mind. So as we stated before, the input data moves inside of us at around 11 million bits of data per second. The subconscious mind processes that at a speed of around 400 billion bits of data per second, and determines what is important for us, and out of that important data creates, through the mind, brain, and central nervous system, an inside world. An inside world which is the output of this process. And then the conscious mind, now the conscious mind operates at a maximum of 100 bits per second. So we have this process operating at millions and billions of bits of data per second. And then we have the conscious mind looking at the output world, output behavior, at 100 bits per second. Now, I said before, and I'm going to say it again, the conscious mind cannot understand or know this internal process, this background energy system inside of you. But it does observe, the conscious mind observes the output and projects that onto the outside environment. So now we said the conscious mind, because it was thoughts that we were concerned about. The thoughts that you are aware of, if you're aware of them, they're conscious. You're not aware of this other behind-the-scene process. And so the conscious mind does what is called, as it looks at this stuff here, chatter. It's just surface chatter that we're aware of. It's like going fishing. If you've been fishing and you're in a fishing boat, and it's a lot of waves, a little wind, and a lot of waves. You have no idea, or you can't see what's below. So when you quiet the waves, which is the mind, surface of the mind, when you quiet the waves and the water becomes still, then there's more that can be investigated, because you can begin to have your senses probe that watery environment. The chatter in the conscious mind causes the surface of your mind to become ripply, and you're not able to recognize, to see, to understand anything else. So it is meaningless. This up here, this surface structure in the conscious mind with your conscious thoughts, meaningless. They aren't the thoughts that are running the good ship, mind, body. They're just entertainment. They're like social media. So that's why in the last video, your thoughts are meaningless. In this video, we're saying those meaningless thoughts are showing us a meaningless world. A meaningless world. Why? Your thoughts, your conscious thoughts that you are aware of, are producing this outside projection of your inside world. And we just said your conscious mind awareness is meaningless. If it projects a meaningless world onto the outside, you're going to see through this loop process a meaningless world out here. And so in the course, it says, my meaningless thoughts are showing me a meaningless world. And that's what I hope this diagram is letting you understand, that your meaningless thoughts your chatter in your conscious mind. Oh, I know you think it's very important. But in the long run, based upon the system that's operating the mind-body in the background, this foreground chatter, meaningless. Therefore, if the conscious mind projects that onto the outside realm, it's meaningless. And therefore, your meaningless thoughts in the conscious mind are showing you a meaningless world. Now, what is the upshot of that? Your thoughts are creating your world. Your thoughts create your world. I know you think it's out here, but in other videos, not too long ago, we talked about what is outside of you is meaningless. What is outside of you is meaningless. And I'll put a reference to that up here in the corner. So you have outside of you meaningless that is held together by your meaningless conscious thoughts. And that can be very disturbing. Once you understand that you're creating a meaningless world, kind of scary. Can't depend on nothing. And that's basically what we said here. I wanted to go on and read a little bit more about this from the course to give you an idea of how this all kind of fits together. Okay, we just said your meaningless thoughts are showing you a meaningless world out here. Okay? And this is the first time, because we've talked about several different things, but this is the first time that we have had this is the first idea that we have had that relates a major phase in the correction process. I said before that the first, in the lessons in the course, the first 220 lessons are around shifting, letting go of your programming from the egoic world. So what we're talking about now is a way of understanding how to let go of your initial programming in this illusion. So it's a correction process. And it's the reversal of the thinking of the egoic world, the thinking of the world. It seems as if the world, your world, depends on your perception. Okay, this is basically a perception. Okay. Today's idea introduces the concept that your thoughts, your thinking determine the world you see. Now, whatever's happening out here doesn't matter. It is how you process it inside that determines your world. So what's outside is meaningless. What's inside is really meaningful. So we are beginning to develop, if you follow along with what the other videos were doing, we're making a distinction between the outside as meaningless and the inside, your created world, is the only meaningful world there is. Now, this is not too far from ancient wisdom of the Upanishads. One of their main points was there is no outside world. There is no outside world in this realm. The only world there is the one that you create inside. Now, what's the value in this? You can change your life. When you know this is an illusion, when you know this is created by you, you can change it. Oh, but a lot of people will say, well, what's wrong with the illusion? Look at it. I got a place to live. I got a place to stay. I got a job. I got a dog. I got a cat. I got a car. I got a home. Who cares about the illusion? A valid point. It's because recognizing that behind the illusion that we're living in is the reality. And we are so bamboozled by what's around us that we miss the fact that we are in an illusion. Or as science is beginning to say, this is a virtual, not real, virtual reality. It's a video game. It's like we've got these glasses on and we got a program because we're programmed. And we got these glasses on and we're looking around and we're thinking, wow, look at what a wonderful world. It's not real. Now, the closer you come to leaving the world, the more interesting it is to think about, well, maybe there's something else besides this illusion. And that's the value of beginning to appreciate. You can change your life for the better now. You can let go of what you don't need. Nothing is quite what you think it is. And it is such a relief to begin to appreciate. I can do anything I want. A lot of people try that. Within the illusion, they try manifesting this, manifesting, and some of them get it. But here's the thing. I heard this from somebody, and I thought it was quite cool. The last suit you wear doesn't need pockets. Doesn't need pockets. You're not taking anything with you. Isn't that an interesting idea? So, if in the illusion you're not happy, or you wish you were happier, you can change that. Because it's all your creation in the first place. Oh, we have a lot to talk about here in the illusion. Oh, we'll have to see what the next step is. But for right now, recognize your meaningless thoughts are showing you a meaningless world. If you want to make it meaningful, begin to appreciate the outside is meaningless, and how you create the inside from your past knowing, your memories, that's the part that's meaningful. So give that some thought, and We'll see you again next time we get together. Bye now.